Hi everyone, this video is going to serve as a quick introduction to right triangle trigonometry and some vocabulary we'll be using over the course of the next few days. This video is going to talk about the term hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. Taking a look at the notes that are here on the screen. Whenever we talk about a right triangle, we are going to talk about the three sides of a triangle in these terms. Now, of these three, the term hypotenuse you probably already heard and we've used numerous times. By definition, the hypotenuse is always going to be the longest side of the right triangle. In case you forgot, the longest side of a right triangle is always going to be opposite or across from the right angle. Now, the other two sides of a right triangle we have traditionally been calling the legs of the triangle. And that's still not going to change. However, we're going to be more specific now about which legs we're talking about. So the side that is across from our angle, we are going to call the opposite side. So when we say opposite, we mean across. Okay? And then lastly, the term adjacent is going to be the term that we use. We use adjacent usually as the word next to when we talk about things. Well, here adjacent is going to be the leg that touches the angle or the leg that is next to the angle, so using the same terminology. So we're going to do a quick example. Looking down here on the left-hand side, we're going to look at the opposite of A, the adjacent of A, and the hypotenuse of A. What do I mean by A? Well, I'm talking about angle A, okay? So angle A. And right away, my recommendation is let's identify what the hypotenuse is first. The angle A is right here, so we're going to say its hypotenuse is across from the 90-degree angle. That is going to be C, and I'm going to indicate that with a lowercase c, okay? Now, in determining what the opposite of A is going to be, I need to look at my other two legs, A and B, and decide which one is not touching or is across from the A. Well, going across from the A to the side it doesn't touch, we're going to look here at lowercase a. So that's going to be my opposite side. Lastly, my adjacent side here is going to be the leg that touches the angle. Well, two sides are touching angle A here. That is side length C, side length B. C we know is the hypotenuse, so therefore B has to be our opposite. Okay? Now this perspective is going to change a little bit when we now talk about the second example here, and that is angle B. Let me change to another color. And so take a moment right here, I'll pause the video, and decide what the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse would be. At this point, you should have paused and noticed also that the hypotenuse is not going to change. Hypotenuse is still going to be C because it is still the longest side of the right triangle. However, B is up here. So now when we determine the opposite, we need to look all the way across. And when we look all the way across, the opposite of B is going to be lowercase b. And the adjacent of B then is going to be A. So the term opposite and adjacent vary depending on which angle we are talking about. We're going to continue to use these terms in future videos and future lessons over the course of the next couple of days. Hopefully this video was helpful and clears up the confusion between the terms hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent.